Today I want to take a look at the Neewer Silicone Stand compared to the DJI Mini Tripod for the DJI Pocket 3 and help you make a decision on which one might be right for you. The Neewer Silicone Stand is a very straightforward product, as you can see, but it is incredibly effective. On the back of the stand, you see it has this opening, and that is so you can use a USB-C cable while you have the stand in place. So I'm just going to put that on the bottom of the camera, and then look at that. You can either charge this or you can use it for live streaming while you have this stand on, which is a simple but very thoughtful addition. There's a few things I really like about this silicone stand. Number one is it's very stable. You might not think it's going to be as stable as the tripod, but I think it's pretty darn close. Probably not quite as stable, but certainly in the same neighborhood. Another great feature is I have the handle on here with the 1/4 thread at the bottom. But if you don't want to use that, if you want to go as minimalist as possible, this will also work with your Pocket 3 just as it comes there. And one great thing about this stand is it will also work on your Pocket 3 if you have the longer battery handle on here as well. The DJI Mini Tripod works a little bit differently. First of all, it only works like this with the 1/4 handle on here because it screws in through this thread. So you just screw it in place here. Once it's screwed in place and you want to use it, you just fold these 3 legs out and then set it down. When you have this thing on your Pocket 3, it is about as stable as you can get other than putting it on a big tripod. Even if you hit it directly across from where one of the legs goes out, which is going to be the least stable area, it's still quite stable, but keep in mind, if you bat the thing across the room, it's going to fall down. One of the things I really like about the silicone stand is the price. This only cost me 11 Canadian dollars delivered to my house from Amazon. So if you're the kind of person that orders from Amazon, you're really not going to beat $11 for a complete tripod solution for your Pocket 3. I also really like how portable this is. Like if you want to travel with it on your Pocket 3 or just outside of it, it takes up very little room. It's made of soft silicone, so it's not going to damage or harm any other electronics you have in your bag. The last thing I love is the stability. I had this outside filming a 20-minute motion lapse, and we were on a ferry on the open ocean. So this thing was getting hit of gusts of wind, and after about 10 minutes, I felt fully confident because I kind of had my hand around it, just waiting for that big gust to push it over. But this thing is very, very stable no matter how you have it set up. So the stability isn't nearly as much of a factor between the two as I thought it would be. There's really not too much I don't like about this silicone stand. I would say the only thing is it comes on and off quite easily. So I wish it was a little bit more snug on there, because I did find when I had this on a side pocket of my camera bag, when I was pulling out my Pocket 3, it would often pull this out as well. So you could just accidentally drop this or leave it in your bag when you're heading out on a shoot or something like that. Now, my favorite things about the Mini Tripod, I do like how secure the connection is. When this thing is screwed in with that 1/4 threading, it is not going anywhere. It's not going to come off there unless you really, really want it to. I also really like that extra room, that extra grip. I find if you're doing kind of walking, talking sort of shots, this is an ideal way to hold your Pocket 3. So some people use this thing for that feature alone. Finally, I like the stability. When you look at the footprint between these two, I mean, you can see this one is substantially wider than this one. So even though I'm very confident with the stability on the silicone stand, I just don't think you can beat this significantly larger footprint of the Mini Tripod. My least favorite thing about the Mini Tripod is that you have to use it with the extra handle on here, or the battery handle, something with a 1/4 thread. You can't just use it directly with the Pocket 3. I really wish you could. That would be the best of both worlds. So looking at both of these options, which one would I recommend? If you're the kind of person that uses your Pocket 3 a lot, there is a very good use case for both of these, and it's inexpensive enough so you can buy both of them and then have both options. I'm going to use the Mini Tripod when I want maximum stability, or I want that extra room of the handle when I'm talking to the camera, and I'm going to use this silicone stand pretty much any other time. It gives you the stability you need on this little tiny camera, so it's not going to fall over, and that's all it does. But it also lets you charge it while you're using it, or hook it up to your computer for live streaming. So it just gives you a lot of flexibility in something that's very, very simple. So overall, if you have the Pocket 3 and you're ever using it not in your hand, I would highly recommend getting one of these two things, because it is very unstable like this. It is so easy to fall over. Choose which one makes the most sense for you, but either way you go, you're gonna find infinitely more stability when you put on something like the silicone stand or the Mini Tripod.